Well, hello, and let me introduce myself to you. I'm Marion Gellatly. I'm the founder of Powerful Presence, and I am a longstanding image consultant and wardrobe strategist. And I am a member of the Professional Women's Network. So I wanted to tell you about something, and that is about our 40th celebration, our 40th anniversary of what we call WOTY, Woman of the Year. And what you're going to see on that invitation is it says semi-formal attire. So I've got some pictures that I want to show you today, and I'm just going to give you a few things to think about, not only for you, but also for the man in your life that you may be bringing as a guest to that fun event. So for women, let's start by talking think about fabric. So you'll notice that I'm wearing a pretty dressy fabric, aren't I? It's black, but it's sequined, it's sparkly. It would certainly be something that I could wear to a semi-formal evening. And who knows, I may. But you can also think not only of sequins, but you can think of things like satin, or here are more sequins, or a very refined jersey fabric. So fabrics are typically more luxurious for semi-formal. And so go to your closet and take a look. Do you have anything in your closet that would be in the luxurious fabric category? Velvet, chiffon, satin, jersey, just to give you some ideas. Now, also, you're going to want to be thinking about color. So I'm in black, but then look at these fabulous colors. All of these colors certainly get your attention, and they're more exciting than black, aren't they? So if we compare this picture to this picture, I mean, these are cute black dresses, but boy, these are stunners, aren't they? So you would want to pick a color that flatters your hair, that flatters your skin, and that really brings your eyes forward and makes your eyes sparkle and shine. So fabric, color, and then thirdly, you're going to want to think about your shape, the shape of your assets. Okay, so are there things that you would like to highlight? Are there things that you would rather not highlight? And that's going to be very important in terms of, either if you're shopping, picking out a dress that really flatters the part of you that you love. So, for instance, for me, just my décolleté area is nice. So flattering that by having a V-neck is a great way to go. I could also make this sleeveless, and I could flatter then, or I could go ahead and call attention to my arms. Or if I had a small waist, I might want to have one of these dresses that really calls attention to the waist. So think about what you want to call attention to and what you don't, and then pick the line and the design of the dress that's going to flatter the part of your body that you want to show off a little bit. Okay, so fabric, color, shape, and your assets. So that's what I want to go through and show you today. So we talked about fabric, and we talked about color, and we talked about dresses that are going to call attention to certain parts of your body. So we can see on the orange satin that this particular dress definitely calls attention to the shoulder line, to the bust line, not so much, but more the shoulders and the beautiful arms. And what it does is it camouflages a bit the hip line, doesn't it? So although that big bow right there does kind of get my attention, but in other words, you can't really see the silhouette of the hip line underneath. The one in the middle definitely is for the person that has a lot of curvature to her body, has a smaller waist, maybe is more what we would call an hourglass shape. And again, we're looking at the total picture up and down. Now the picture here is calling attention again to the shoulder line and to the hip line, as well as to the waist. Little bit of attention on the leg there because of the way the skirt is cut up. So that's what I'm asking you to do, to just take a look at where the dress that you're either going to pull out of the closet or the dress that you're going to shop for, you know, pay attention to the lines, pay attention to where the eye goes on the dress. Now, if we look at these little black dresses, okay, you can see that this one has got some studs along the hemline as well as up at the neckline. So our eyes go to one of those two areas. In this particular picture, the eye goes more towards up to the décolleté as well because of that squared off neckline. One has a little cap sleeve, one has no sleeve, and this definitely is emphasizing the shoulders, whereas the other kind of camouflages the shoulder line a little bit. All right, another thing, you know, talking about color, you know, I wanted to show these to you. These are two pieces that are very similar. One is a pant, kind of a jumpsuit, all one continuous piece, and that's beautiful. Now, this could be very formal, but it could be okay for semi-formal as well. This would definitely fall into the semi-formal category, but beautiful colors and beautiful lines and designs. Also pay attention to the footwear that I'm showing. All of these are strappy in some way, either open toe, or in this case, we had closed toe. Can you see that? Okay, but you notice that the ankle straps are very prevalent right now. Now that may not be good for you because maybe you have a bigger ankle, and so having a strap there is not going to be flattering. So you decide what is the shape of the shoe that's really going to flatter your leg, elongate your leg, and have it be kind of sexy looking. All right, now talking about assets. So if you have a full bust, then maybe this is going to be the type of upper part of the dress that would be flattering, either with or without a sleeve. But that deep V, much like what I have on right now, is very flattering for a full bust, as well as that empire waistband right under the bust is very flattering for those of us that have a little bit of a tummy. So that's something that you may want to take into account as well. And not to mention the fact that having this sort of a cut is very comfortable to wear. The midi length skirt is, or dress or skirt of a dress, is very, very prevalent right now. It's not full length, so it's not formal, but it definitely could go semi-formal, and again, very on trend right at the moment. And you can see also shoes that are strappy with the ankle straps. Now, you may say, if you're like me, well, you know what, I can't really wear heels. Or if I wear a heel, it's got to be a little, it's got to be like 1.5 inches right now. And that comes with progression of age. So let's just admit that. But anyhow, so if you cannot do a heel, or at least a high heel, then can you do a shorter heel? And can you do it in a metallic? I'll show you some here in a moment, but something that has it be a little more dressy, not just a plain leather. All right, here's another example of chiffon along with the jersey. So a great little piece to, again, give you some coverage above the bust line and over the shoulder line, really emphasizing the waistline, but also a beautiful cut on the back as well. Here is another dress that I think is very pretty, again, for those of us with a full bust. and maybe with a little bit of a tummy, very flattering. This would be chiffon, very simple, very clean lines. And yet, depending on how you accessorize it, you can really make this beautifully into semi-formal. So with some wonderful accessories at the ears or the neck or at the wrist and the type of handbag that you carry, great little piece. And I love the fact that this is a black chiffon overlay to a nude lining underneath. So it kind of gives that little hint of peekaboo, which I think is beautiful. Now, maybe you are thinking, well, I don't want to do anything quite that dressy. Maybe I'm a little more traditional. So this shirt dress done in satin takes it into a semi-formal look, paired with, the fancier shoes and the pretty clutch handbag and some great earrings. So this would be the casual end of semi-formal versus some of the others that I showed you that definitely have more formality to them. So you decide, again, your style, personality, and what you're going to be comfortable with. Here is another dress that is very beautiful. Again, you see the sequins that are up right above the bust line. So the eye goes there, doesn't it? But she's got the coverage of the chiffon over the décolleté area and down over the sleeve or the arm. So you get that peekaboo. Now this dress is longer, but it could be shortened if you want something that is shorter. And just remember, when you take things really, really short, can your body really take the shortness? So the shortness can be very sexy, but does it make you look shorter than you really want to be seen? So if you've got short legs, or if you have a short stature, then actually elongating your skirt of your dress is actually going to make you look taller. So here's what I wanted to talk about in terms of some shoes. Again, you'll see the metallic silver, the metallic gold, and these are with ankle strap, but it doesn't have to be an ankle strap shoe. These are just two examples. And again, if you can't wear that height of heel, which I cannot, then doing something similar in a low version, or possibly even a flat or a little bit of a wedge. If it's in metallic, it's going to dress up the look significantly. It could also be a bright color. It could also be a black velvet or something that's been embroidered. And look at this purse that's been embroidered. Isn't that fun? Especially if you have a black dress, this would be a great way to get some color and some interest rather than everything black, black, black. Let me tell you, ladies, although we think black is the end all and the be all, black doesn't work for a lot of people. And actually, as we get older, it becomes a little more harsh to be able to wear it. So be careful of it and just really look at yourself with black under your chin and then put a color under your chin and see how it really changes your skin tone and your eye color. Does the eye color sparkle? All right, so maybe the thing is you're not going to wear a dress at all. Maybe you want to wear long, flowy chiffon pants, or something that's kind of drapey and beautiful. Or maybe you want to wear kind of the gaucho length pant in a beautiful fabric or a beautiful embroidered fabric kind of a thing, or a fabric that has got a lot of sparkle to it. Well, that's fine too. You're just going to maybe think about your footwear a little bit. Are you going to wear a boot? Are you going to wear a bootie? Are you going to wear a high heel, a stiletto? Are you going to wear a flat? What are you going to be able to do? So footwear is very important in putting or pairing your outfit together so it really looks like it works. So here are some examples that I pulled out of, a velvet bootie, a metallic bootie, both of which I love. And then also, have some fun with your jewelry, with your earrings, or with your earrings here. So something that really, this dress doesn't need anything other than this earring. So you don't have to layer a lot of stuff on. You just have to have pieces that are going to be standouts. And I think this piece is definitely a standout, especially with that watermelon colored dress I showed you earlier. Now, if you want to belt something, then have a belt that's got a unique buckle. You're not going to put on your standard leather belt that you would wear for work for a semi-formal occasion. All right. So if you've got any questions about, how I can help you, or you've got questions to ask me, just go ahead and, direct message me, Marion Gellatly, Gellatly, on Facebook, and I will definitely respond to you as best I can. Now, let's talk about men. So sometimes we bring our husbands along, or our brothers may come, or, a friend or a workmate or whatever. So what can you help the men in your life? How can you help them prepare for a semi-formal occasion? So semi-formal is not the same as your work clothing. So again, think of it towards the formal end of the dress code spectrum, and then peel away. So you're not coming in a tuxedo for sure, yay. But this is what I would say is probably the safest thing that you can do for semi-formal. So it's a well-tailored two-piece suit, or it could be a blazer and a pair of nice trousers instead. Now, I have seen some gorgeous blazers, especially around the holiday time, in velour or velvet, in a forest green or a beautiful blue, or even a dove gray, gorgeous, paired with a dark pair of pants. So that's certainly more casual than this two-piece, okay? Now, how about, should I wear a tie or should I not wear a tie? Well, you know what? That's up to you. You don't have to wear a tie for semi-formal. So just take that into account. Do I want to wear a tie or do I not? You'll notice this picture has a beautiful white shirt and a very simple understated tie. But remember, semi-formal is all about style, elegance. So that, I think, says style, elegance. All right. Now, I think for men, adding a pop of color is kind of fun. So maybe instead of this tie, maybe you could add a pattern, or maybe you could add a solid pop of color with this beautiful blue suit. But here's another way that you can have some fun, especially if you are doing a blazer. This is a beautiful fabric over a black pant or a charcoal gray pant and a white shirt, simple black tie, but there's your pop of color. So a pocket square to really pop the outfit is a wonderful addition to the man's outfit. Now, can you wear a light blue shirt? Or can you wear a pattern shirt? Absolutely. So it just depends on how much of your personality, what your style personality happens to be, and what is going to tie the entire look together. So one thing I want to say about suiting is I want to say that a suit really needs to be well tailored, and it needs to be the highest quality that you can afford, based on how many times a year you might wear it. So think about a suit in a dark gray or a navy. I would avoid black for semi-formal, because that really leans more to a formal occasion. But the better the suit fits you, the better it will look on you. And today's styles, as let's see, we saw right here, is that these suits are fairly narrow in through the body. So they're kind of lean cut, fit close to the body without being too tight. Okay, we don't want it too tight. And a suit that's going to look boxy or baggy ends up looking outdated. It looks sloppy. So this is one thing that you need to have in your closet, well tailored, and that's a well-fitting suit. All right, we talked about the collared shirt. We talked about ties, being able, that's your choice, yes or no, and using it either in a solid or using it in a pattern. Just make sure that the width of the tie is about the same width of the collar that's on the jacket. So you don't want a really wide tie with a narrow collar. That looks outdated. Vice versa, with a really wide collar and a little skinny tie. Outdated. So the two really need to marry together very nicely. Now, in terms of shoes for men, I'll just hold this picture back up again and say that, again, Oxford shoes are the most classic type of dress shoe. And belts should be simple. They should be of good quality. And it's really best to match your belt with your shoe in terms of color. And you want to make sure that the buckle on the belt matches any other hardware that you may have on you. So for instance, if you're wearing cufflinks and the cufflinks are gold, you're going to want the buckle on the belt to be gold as well. And lastly, for men, in terms of accessories, so what we showed you in terms of accessories would be your necktie. It would be your cufflinks if you choose to wear them. It would be a pocket square if you choose to wear that. And then lastly, and your shoes, of course. And then how about your watch? So your watch should kind of match nicely with the rest of your outfit. It's not meant to be eye-catching. You'll see some men with these huge, humongous watches on their wrists, but for semi-formal, what you're really looking for is kind of a subtle extension of your jacket sleeve, not something that is going to be so overwhelming that your eye goes there instead of, up to your face. So that would be another thing to pay attention to. Do you have a watch that you would say fits in the dressier category, or are you wearing your Apple Watch? No, we don't want to be wearing our Apple Watch for semi-formal. So that just gives you a few clues and examples of when the invitation or when an invitation says semi-formal. Hopefully now I've given you some tips and some strategies that you can put into place. And I sure hope to see you on December 6th at the Laguna Seca Golf. Let's see here. Let me get it out again. The Laguna Seca Golf Ranch, December 6th, 5:30 to 8:30. And I hope you'll come and join the fun, and you'll come and meet our 2024 Woman of the Year, as well as to come meet all the wonderful women and their friends from the Professional Women's Network. The organization has been around for 40 years, and it's something that is near and dear to my heart. I've been a member for probably about 25 years. So I look forward to seeing all of you then. And in the meantime, if you've got any questions for me, just reach out by direct messaging me on Facebook or on Instagram. So Marion Gellatly or Powerful Presence with Marion Gellatly. So that's it for now, and I'll see you in December. Take care. Bye-bye now.